Wrong studio. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's our Manchester United versus Feyenoord preview. And on the day that Jose Mourinho has come out and said that the Manchester United squad is broken, and that he is going to take 2 transfer windows to sort it out, which I think most of us would agree with. How interesting it is that we are going into a game where the team is basically what we would call the reserves, which he doesn't think is good enough. So Mkhitaryan starting is the big thing. Obviously, that came out last night that he's going to play him. I think he'll start. People are saying maybe he'll get half, but from what he'd said at the weekend very quickly was that he doesn't trust Mkhitaryan to play in a high pressure video game. What am I about? FIFA 17. In a game like Arsenal. I find that quite surprising because Mkhitaryan's played more Champions League football than Manchester United have in the last 3 years. But what he also elaborated on is that he needs to play full games or half games, and he couldn't give him that against Arsenal. So I expect him to start this game. Why bring him on as a substitute at half-time? Mkhitaryan starting, interesting. But what other players get a chance? As I said, Mourinho says that this is a broken squad. What other players are going to play? Because when you think about that broken squad, I think about the likes of Memphis, Schneidlin, the people he's inherited who he probably didn't want at Manchester United. So, great suit, Mark. Yeah, I've just come in from work. I wouldn't normally wear this, but took the tie off and we're live. So, this is the team I would go with against Feyenoord, not withholding the fact that we need to win this game if you want to stay in the Europa League. That's up for grabs itself, whether you want us in the Europa League or not. Thanks for everybody who's saying nice new studio. We have used it before. It is the Draw T Devil who's done it, so big shout out to him on Twitter. Give him a follow. Brilliant as per ever. My team then for Feyenoord at Manchester United, 8 o'clock or 8:05 kickoff on Thursday. We'll be live with a watch along. De Gea in goal. We've got to win this game. Don't want any mistakes. De Gea in goal. I do want to feed in players that I want to keep back. We've got to beat West Ham on Sunday. That's the bigger game for me out of these two. I don't know whether you agree with that or not, but the bigger game for me is that game against West Ham on Sunday. So Carrick will not be in my team. My right back, I actually would play Valencia. I think he can play 3 games. It was only a broken wrist, and I think he probably needs games. So I would play Valencia at right back. Centre backs, Hobson's choice. Not really got a lot of choice. You can't chuck Twansibi into this sort of game as much as I would like him to. So I probably would play Jones and Blind, not Rojo. I would be playing Luke Shaw at left back because he didn't play at the weekend. So Shaw, Blind, Jones, Valencia. I quite like that to be our back 4 anyway. I don't trust Rojo. No, I wouldn't play Carrick. So for me, I think, you know what? I might shock a few people with this, but play Schneidlin or play Fellaini. Rest Carrick. I'd like Schweinsteiger, but he's cup tied. So you need somebody to play that defensive midfield position. It can't be Carrick because he needs resting. So it's Schneidlin or Fellaini for me. The other 2 midfield positions should be taken. I think Pogba will play. He seems to play every game. I haven't got a problem with that. It doesn't seem to affect his fitness. So I would play Pogba. I wouldn't play Herrera. I'd keep him fresh for the West Ham game. I'd play Rooney at the head. I'd play Fellaini or Schneidlin with Pogba and Rooney at the head in the number 10 position. I don't really like it, but I want Mkhitaryan to play on the right. I wouldn't play Mata. I want Martial to play on the left because he only played half a game against Arsenal. And up front, play Zlatan. He hasn't played for 2 or 3 weeks. We don't want him coming cold into the West Ham game. So my team, very quickly, would be De Gea in goal, Valencia, Jones, Blind, Shaw as my back 4, Fellaini or Schneidlin anchor in the midfield, Pogba, Rooney ahead of him, Mkhitaryan on the right, Martial on the left, Zlatan up front. It's still a very strong squad, but you get to rest the key players like Mata, like Herrera, like Carrick, like Rashford, who I think all need a rest. I know people will be saying play Memphis. We need to win this game. I think Memphis is part of the problem, and I think Mourinho knows that. I wouldn't be playing Memphis, and I don't think that the likes of Ashley Young or that, we need to win this game. Toruk Maktor says, I want Martial to play 90 minutes. He always came up with the goods late under Van Gaal. Mourinho should give him game time. He does need the game time. Carrick should play because the League Cup is next week, so they'll get that week off. Jordan Coffey, I don't think we can risk playing Carrick 3 games in what will be 6 days. We need him for that West Ham game. West Ham's more important to me than the Europa League, and I would rest Carrick and Herrera and Mata for that game. Great setup, by the way, Mark, says Jerome. Thank you very much. As I said, Draw T Devil sorts it. I just sit in the chair. Rojo over Jones, says Johnny Blaze 23. I think Phil Jones, you know what? Play him every bloody game. This is my problem about Phil Jones. I said it 2 years ago. Phil Jones can be a good centre-back, but he will never be a good centre-back because of injuries. We said it 2 years ago at Smalling and Jones. They both need to start playing consistent games. Centre backs have to play week in, week out. That's what the great partnerships does. Jones can come in and play well, and then get injured in 3-4 games time. No use to us. He's got to play every game, and he's got to stay fit. So let's play him. Let's test him out. Let's test Jones out. And to be honest, he's the only fit right-sided centre-back we've got at the moment. So for me, he's got to play unless Smalling's back fit. But I would play Luke Shaw at left-back, 100%. Martial, Menza and Mickey, says Kevin H. Fosu Menza, if we can find a way for him to play, you know what, that's a very good point from Kevin H. I wouldn't play Fellaini or Schneiderlin if you paid me, but I don't want Carrick to play. Schweinsteiger is obviously cup-tied. I don't want Herrera to play. So your choices are Schneiderlin or Fellaini. I would play Fosu Menza as that defensive midfielder, but I don't think Mourinho will. Marcus, play Jones in a run of games to see if he can hack it. We should play 3 at the back, says Ugly God. First time I've ever heard that. Dumu Yo, Mark, do you think Rojo will stay? I don't know. Jose does seem to like him. I don't rate him at all. But, he's doing well at the moment and he's all we've got. Although I don't know why Blind's not playing. Start Romero as De Gea needs a break. Hasn't been himself this season, says Star Blogger. A keeper never really needs a break. I wouldn't agree with that. Keeper can play every game. They're not doing a lot of running around and think he needs to play. Safwan says Smalling is injured, right? I think so. And Jack James makes a good point. Blind to play Carrick's role against Feyenoord. Blind centre defensive midfield. Again, I would take Blind over Fellaini or Schneiderlin. You know what? I'd take Jordan Coffey over Fellaini or Schneiderlin. But I think one of those two will play. Mkhitaryan, Schneiderlin, Pogba, says MUFC Forever as a midfield 3. We could see Mkhitaryan playing as the number 10. I'm convinced Rooney will play, and I think the only place you can play Rooney is number 10 or on the left midfield. But I want Martial to play. I want Mkhitaryan to play. George Kyle, never drop De Gea. Pogba needs a rest, says Trovo. Good point, but Pogba has been playing all the games. I remember we had Ross on a few weeks ago on one of the game that we won well at home. Was it Fenerbahce? And Pogba played, and Ross came on before the game, and he was like, I can't believe we're playing Pogba. He needs a rest. He played really well. I think Pogba at the moment needs to just adjust to United, and he doesn't seem to be one of those players that picks up injuries. Remember his dead leg away to Feyenoord, came off and still played against Swansea 2 days later. So I don't mind playing Pogba, and we do need to play some good players because we need to win this game. I'm not bothered about the Europa League. I know a lot of you are. For me, it's going to screw up our second half of the season, and we need to... But then again, after Feyenoord, Zoya... If we win this game, Zoya away in a couple of weeks' time, and then we've got a big rest till February where we need to start clocking up some points. Play Mkhitaryan at right wing and Memphis is left wing, says Felipe. The Memphis brigade is still out there. Not bothered about Memphis, to be honest. I don't care if he plays or not. I think he's had his chance. Samuel says the setup's amazing. Love it. It is amazing. Thanks to the Draughty Devil. I want Martial to be given a run up front. Rashford rest, says VK Dean. I'd agree with that. Juan Mata is finally getting the recognition he deserves, says Tyrone Williams. Definitely, and I would give him a break. Ashfaq is up at 10 past 2 in the morning. That's dedication for you, but I know you're all fantastic. 2 up front, Ibra and Rashford. One thing about Feyenoord I want to say, Dirk Kuyt, Brad Jones, Liverpool connection. They beat us away. Obviously, if you watch that game, I didn't think we played that badly. I thought it was a draw all over, but they got a late goal, didn't they? You can't argue with it. But we need to get them back at home, and I think we will beat them. I wasn't convinced with them. We didn't play particularly brilliantly in Feyenoord. We should be brushing them aside with whatever team we put out. But back from the start, for those who've joined us late, Mourinho has come out today and said that the squad is broken. And it will take me 2 transfer windows to sort this out. I'm glad he's been honest about that. A lot of us agree with that. It is broken. And I think when you're talking about broken, you're talking about Memphis, you're talking about Schneiderlin, you're talking about people like Ashley Young. He needs to get them out and bring some new players in. Very quickly, we will be doing a transfer live show, probably from this same setup tomorrow, talking about transfers. We've had some news coming in today that I want to talk about tomorrow, but I wanted to get the preview done first. And obviously we'll have a watch along on Thursday. So please like the video. I know loads of you will like the video on the Skype Goldbridge video last night, which is really important because that is your show. Gurdeep says, can we challenge for the title? We'll know at Christmas. Mark, have you heard Manchester United want to sign David Alaba? T-Dog Man. It's one of the things I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. And 10 past 2 in the night here, says Hadi. With reliable rumours of Mourinho in for 2 defensive recruits, where does that leave our others? If 2 come in, 2 must go. Don't be surprised to see Smalling go. That's all I would say on that one. A little early one. Mark, it's not been the best for us, says Trinidad Manchester United. Herrera needs a rest too, but Pogba gets better with every game, says Ashwin Gill, which I agree with. If you're asking me for a score prediction, which I don't normally do on Thursday night, I would go Manchester United 3 or 4-1. I think we will put a few goals past them. And then going into the West Ham game, that's what this week's all about for me. We've got to beat West Ham on Sunday. It's great having games like Feyenoord and West Ham in the League Cup next week, and hopefully we can use some of the fringe players, but it's all about West Ham. We've got to really go on a run in the league now, and I do think we've got the players to do it. I thought we played fantastically well against Arsenal, just made silly errors to let them back into the game. I think we've played really well in other games. I think we are one of the best teams in the league. I think we're in a false position. We just need to start putting teams away and stop being naive defensively, and I think now to Christmas is the time to do that. I'm really excited about it. Stick with the United stand. Skype, like the channel, subscribe to the channel if you're new, keep getting involved. Thanks for all the live comments there. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8:30 live with a transfer show and then the watch along on Thursday. But sit tight, enjoy it, be positive. I'm positive. I feel Manchester United are on the fringe of something here. We're on a wave, we're about to go riding it, and I think Zlatan's going to be a big key to that. It's all about now, it's all about Sunday, it's all about what we do in the league between now and New Year, and I think positivity, let's go for it. We've had a few troughs, but I've been saying this for weeks. We'll have a few peaks, we'll have a few troughs. It's now time to just hit the peak and keep on running up that hill, and I think we can do it. We just need to stick with the team, stick with the manager. I like what he said today. A lot of us feel that that squad is full of dead wood. It's nice to know that he agrees, and it will take him a couple of transfer windows to sort it out. Thanks for watching. I hope you agree with the lineup. If you don't, comment below. Give us your thoughts. Mkhitaryan starting on Thursday, I can't wait for. That's the big exciting thing. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon. And we'll be back tomorrow night at 8:30. Thanks for watching.